learners, welcome to IoT Design and Applications. In this session we are going to see how RPL border router is programmed in Contiki NG. So earlier in my video you might have seen RBL border router in Contiki OS, but now we have a next generation OS. Slightly there are difference in this RPL implementation in Contiki OS and Contiki NG OS. So in this session we are going to see how we can implement RPL border router in Contiki NG. So before that, what is a RPL border router, how the scenario is. So here you can see that here we have an external network, which means this network which have internet connectivity, and here this is the border router. What we see here, this is the border router, and these are all the sensor nodes. As we know that RPL is mainly based on the tree based structure. This is the DAG, that is directed acyclic graph, and we call it as DODAG, and these are all some of the client or the child nodes. So this is how the way the border router can be implemented. But in reality, how this can be implemented, now we can see there's a mode number 1, mode 2, mode 3, and this is the entire wireless sensor networks. And here we have the circle with the yellow color is called RPL border router. This RPL border router will have a serial connection between the computer and the Raspberry Pi or any computing facility we can have it. That in turn connected to the LAN network. So this LAN network has the internet connectivity and the local area network, so that this can be getting connected. So this LAN network in turn will connect to the router and the internet backbone. So this is the overall picture of this RPL border router. Now how we can implement this RPL border router? So one method here is, in this Contiki OS what we do is we'll implement this RPL border router, and we will run the RPL border router, and we'll ping the packets. So in that context we can able to see whether the packets are being pinging. So when the packets are pinging from any other terminal or other browser, so obviously we can understand that the border router is running and we can able to do any operations. So that's how we are going to see in this session. Okay. So what are the different requirements for this RPL border router is? So one thing is we have a border router .c file, and next thing is we have two options. So one is directly with the help of RPL-border router. So this is one application available in OS services. The next thing is the make file, and we have embedded RPL border router. So we have these two things we are going to see in this session. Okay. So first we will go to the terminal. So in the terminal we are in Contiki NG now. So cd Contiki NG, then cd examples. So let's say go with opening the Kuja. So first we will open it using the command ant. Okay, so let me open it. Let me show you the source code of it. It's Control O, Contiki NG, examples, RPL border router. Then we have border router.c, and we have make file. So these are the two files for time being we needed. So this is the border router.c source code. The source code is very simple. It is having a contiki.header file. It is having includes this log.header file. The name of the log module is RPL border router BR, and process Contiki NG BR. That is NG means no GUI, and NG border router, and auto start process Contiki NG BR. So this is auto start, and process thread we have Contiki NG BR event and data. The name of the process name is web server no GUI process, and process start. So instead of auto start we have the process start also. So using web server no GUI processing, it won't work on the GUI, it will work only on the terminal mode. So in case border router configuration web server is there, then this will be happening within the terminal. So this what will be, we are going to see a demo because we are going to see everything in the terminal. And log info Contiki NG border router started. So process end. So just a simple logic here, but where the actual programming lies is in the make file. So in the make file you can see that we have a module called as included module here. Contiki NG is services directory. Within that we have RPL border router. So we have a .c source file here in this RPL border router. So services, we will go to services directory directly from here. So we go to Contiki NG in the operating system. We have services. See that there is a services folder. Open the services folder. We have a folder called as RPL border router. So open this RPL border router, and here we are having two files, RPL border router.c and .h. So just open this border router.c. So this is the border router.c file. So here this is the implementation. So we have a syslog and we have RPL border router.header file, and we have a routing, and we have config.header file. Maybe we'll just open the header file also. So in the header file, just see that what are the functions we are having here. So one thing is prefix set. Here it's a 8-bit data type, and we have RPL border router initialization. Then print the local addresses, because it will print two addresses usually. That is in IP version 4 we have 127.0.0.1 for local, and global there is one separate IP. Similarly here print local addresses means the local addresses and the global addresses. Set prefix underscore 64 means it is for IP version 6. So that's how this implementation. In the .c file, these files have been implemented. These functions have been implemented. So print local addresses. So the local addresses printing will be happening through server IP version 6 addressing. Based on this value, the IP addresses will be printed according to the generation. Next thing is prefix 64. So here it is prefix is set equal to 1. Then net stack routing dot root. So this is for RPL border router. We have to set the root address to be the border router node. So like we have seen here DODAG here. So DODAG. So destination oriented directed acyclic graph. Usually the root node of the tree. Usually it is called as a border router. Okay, so that's what here we are fixing it, and then starting from the root. So the border router will be starting up. That is what this prefix. And border router initialization, we have a border router process, and start border router process null. So this is how the way the RPL border router is started. So only via this make file, this border router.c file will be going to execute. Okay, and in the same case here, in this we have another 3 folders called as embedded, native, and Zowl. So Zowl is a real actual mode border router. So let us not touch upon this. Native is for native and embedded for embedded devices. In the embedded also we have another file called as border router embedded.c. So here also, so in embedded.c is any header file? No header file. So in this what happens is we have a button hull sensor and button sensor. So we have this. So what happens is this border router process begin, prefix set, everything is there. But here based on the press of a button, the border router will be activated. So now see that e timer set clock second, request prefix, process wait event until timer expired. After that only the MAC is on and the print the local addresses will be happening. So that means that so while the prefix is not set, the prefix set is not happening. So these things are being activated, and based on the button sensor event and the sensor event, then only the global repair is happening. So based on the button press. So this also we will be seeing today by changing in the make file. Okay. So please listen to this video carefully so that you can understand the full things about this RPL border router. First we will go with the general border router. Okay. So now this is the syntax here. So go through the files, os/services/RPL-border router. So this is one folder. The other one is the same folder here, /embedded. So this also we can able to see. So RPL, anyway, I'll just open this file also. RPL embedded border router embedded.c. This also. So border router -embedded.c. So both files we can able to open it. So here we have RPL border router.c. Okay. So now the setup here is first open the Kuja. Open Kuja and select the modes. So now we'll go to Kuja. Already Kuja is there. Now file, new simulation. Then I can use RPL simulation here. RPL simulation. Then add modes. So in the add modes, I'll just go to sky mode. In this sky mode, I select RPL here, RPL border router here. So here it is in the examples. So don't go here to the services. We have to go to the examples folder. In the examples, we have this border router.c. Once you select it, compile. So once compilation is done, create. So just only one border router is enough. So you can use this here. So since this is only an example to show whether the border router is working or not, that's why I'm just selecting this. But in case if you want to add any other applications, you can able to select the applications. But since this is a no GUI process, I'll be demonstrating only through terminal. Okay. So now to start usually to start a border router or a server, something has to be keep on watching, or some socket has to be opened. So now here right click over it, then double click or right click more tools, and go to the server serial socket, server serial socket. You open it, it will be opening a new serial socket here. The listen port number will be 60001. Keep it as it is. In case you want to change the port number, you can change it. Then click start. Now see socket to mode 0 bytes consumed, mode to socket 0 bytes consumed. Now you start the simulation here. Now once you start the simulation, see now it is telling waiting for prefix, as we have seen already that for allocating the addresses has to happen. So it is simply waiting for the prefix here. So that means that still the bytes are not consumed. So what we have to do is we have to open a terminal. So in the terminal, go to config.ng examples cd rpl border router. So in this here we have in the make file we have connect router koja here. So make, or else we can go directly here, sorry, cd tools, then cd serial IO. So we have to enable the serial IO here. There are two methods here. I am going with the first method here. In the serial IO we have something like TUNSLIP. So serial input protocol. So SLIP. I will just show you that. So SLIP protocol means serial line interrupt protocol, internet protocol. So this protocol will be enabled only in some of the modes. Most of the modes it will be having it, but some modes the sleep protocol will not be enabled. So that's why the Sky mode have the sleep protocol, but Z1 LRTR modes they don't have sleep protocol. Okay, so this sleep protocol I'm just enabling TUNSLIP. So sudo / TUNSLIP 66 for IPv6, then -a. So what is the local address? 0.0.1. What is the global IPv6 address I am going to use? Let me use AA1/64. So I am just giving this IP address here. So double colon means it indicates, I will just help you out. In IPv6 usually what happens is, so AA ::1, that means what it this is for prefix 64. So what here happens is AA, so colon 1 2 3 4, then colon 1 2 3 4 1. Then you can check it here now, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and finally it is 8. So this is what it means. So that means that since everything is 0 between here to here, everything is 0, so we are using just AA ::1. In case we want to have your own addressing, you can use FT00. So whichever you like, you can able to use it. So let us go with the AA. So that's what here it indicates. Okay. So now in this case, I am just allocating the IPv4 is this and IPv6 is this. Since I am using sudo, the reason being it needs some permission to open the IF config. So that's why I am using sudo. Then give the password. So once the password is done, see an address is generated. You can see here sleep connected to this IP, the port number 60001 as we have seen there, and host name MTU 1500 bytes is up. Then this AA also up, and this generates a local IP. So this is a local IP. You can see here we have two IPs here. This is one is a local IP, another is a global IP. Now what do we do is just copy this IP, the global IP you copy where we allocated it, and open a new terminal. So in the new terminal, just from any folder you can ping it, ping 6. So we have to use ping 6 and shift and you just paste this there. So you can see now the RPL border router is running with IP address, this IP address. So we can able to ping it from any other terminal as well. Within this machine, since the simulator is running on this machine, so within this machine you can run this IP from any terminal or any device. Since it is no GUI, so in the GUI it might not work. But if you enable GUI with the web server or WebSense applications, you can able to see the output in the browser as well. Okay, so now this is what the server is running. Okay, now in the case of embedded devices, now here you can just come to the GUI here. So in the GUI, see that now the socket to mode, how many bytes are consumed, from the mode to the socket, how many bytes are consuming. So this will be keep on running as long as this is being waiting. Okay, so now I pause it for some time and you can get this value here. see IP is after prefix, we have started somewhere. Yeah, so now here you just get it, this is the border router IP address which we got it here. So these are the some of the junk characters that we are getting in through the RPL router. So this is what happening in this RPL border router. But we have a embedded router also here, as we have seen, border router embedded.c. So what we do is, in the make file we have to do the changes. So what we do the changes is, in the modules here slash embedded. Okay, now you have to use here embedded slash, and here we have the word services RPL border router, here embedded. Okay, so now in this case again we will be running this example. Now what I do is, I'll just reload it. In the reloading, I just starting it, and the server is running now, prefix also running here. Now I'll just go to the terminal here again. Sorry, we have another terminal here, TunSlip, and we are just enabling it. Okay, now we have got enabled this. Now what we have done is, since it is based on the button Hall sensor, this will be having a button. So what I do, I just open the button here in this sensor. So I got a button. So now you can see here in the border router, based on the pressing of a button in the router or in the particular sensor node, the global repairing will be happening. So you can see now a message after I click the button. See, once I click the button, I get the output as initializing global repair. Okay, now whenever I send a ping packet here, now I will send a ping packet, ping 6. Now whenever I send a ping packet, you can check it back here. Yeah, so from the ping packet, the values are coming to the border router. So the border router is accepting that somebody is pinging this particular router, he gets some data. So that is how the way. So every time when it is pinging, you can able to get some junk characters here. So it is not junk character, it is something like a regular expression value. So all symbols and the numbers are being printed out here. So based on every time when there are 64 bytes are being read from a particular terminal, we are getting this value here. Okay, so this is a simple example of how we can implement the RPL border router. So main thing change here is only the make file we will be doing, because the RPL border router is completely defined in a code which is within the operating system, but we have to just call this inside a simple C file. But in the earlier method of, let's say, contiguous earlier method, the border router itself is been implemented within the contiguous itself. It's not the part of operating system rather than part of the application. But in the next generation, it was part of the operating system. Okay. So thank you for watching this video. Just please do these experiments and do this exercise in your Contiki available. Okay. Just write the last command here how to enable the sudo /tunslip 6 -a 127.0.0.1//1/64. So this is the command to enable this border router. But there is another command as well to